Is Meghan Markle desperate to get her hands on Prince Harry's £8 million inheritance to save her failing brand? Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef the Alter Nerd, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this one, shall we? So the first half of this video, I'm going to talk about Prince Harry's £8 million inheritance. And then in the second half, I'm going to tie that into why Megxie will be desperate to get her hands on this inheritance to save her failing brand. So first and foremost, we all know by now, Harry's turned 40 years old, and so through the Queen's Mother's Trust, he has now received his £8 million inheritance. However, of course, Megxie is so desperate for the cash, as experts are also saying as well. And so this is from the Queen's Mother's Trust Fund. Now, former royal butler Grant Harrell told the New York Post, quote, "I've no doubt that Harry will accept it." And I mean, to be fair, let's be honest here. If we were faced with an inheritance of £8 million, would you decline it? I know I wouldn't decline it, that's for sure. So let's be real here. Of course, Prince Harry is going to accept this inheritance money. You'd be a madman not to, right? Now, Grant Harrell says it's money that's owed to him, money that's coming to him. I don't think he will decline the money. It's inheritance, so it's his right. It's already something that has been set in place for years now. And so royal expert Hugo Vickers is saying that the timing couldn't be better for Harry and Meghan. Now, I would say the timing couldn't be better for Meghan, and we'll get onto that in a moment. But Hugo Vickers says, no doubt it would be helpful because I think he leads a very expensive lifestyle. Hopefully he'll put the money to good use. £8 million can disappear pretty fast in a place like Montecito. The couple have enormous staff, a big house to maintain and cars. Harry has to pay for his own security too, which we know he takes very seriously. Now, yeah, hopefully he'll put the money to good use. Unless Megxie has a say about this. And so why am I saying that Megxie is desperate to get her hands on Harry's £8 million inheritance to save her failing brand? It's because, you know, a brand is an expensive flop. Now, this is from Closer magazine, and it looks like, from what they're reporting, American Riviera Orchard has reached a dead end. All the fanfare, excited whispers surrounding the venture have since died down to an absolute silence. Now, according to insiders, the brand's launch has been delayed by trademark setbacks, bureaucratic red tape, and basically Megxie being an absolute moron as far as I'm concerned, not knowing how to set up a brand and not hiring the right people to make sure the brand is set up without any hiccups. But this is a thing, right? She's also held up by apparently a partnership with Netflix that's prolonging matters further. Hasn't stopped speculation that all the delays are simply shrouding the fact that the business has failed before it's even started. And to be fair, I do believe the business has failed before it's even started. She's there trying to promote the strawberry jam, the raspberry jam, the dog biscuits right through her friends on Instagram, but nothing's been launched. Nothing's been launched for the public to buy. So to me, after what, 4 or 5 months after launching American Riviera Orchard on Instagram, because let's be real here, it's already been launched. Nothing's on the market, nothing's for sale. Any investor that has invested money in American Riviera Orchard will be turning around to Megxie and being like, launch something before Christmas, otherwise we're pulling out. I won't be surprised if they're saying that, that's for sure. Now, this is the thing. She may have to admit that she's got another flop on her hands. And apparently that is Megxie's worst nightmare. Now, a source is saying that Megxie's been putting a really brave face on this and saying that any talk of delays are just haters doing their thing. In other words, they're being racist or they're being misogynistic against me because they can't stand a black woman having their own brand, blah, 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 blah. It's really not that. It's really not that. It's really not that. I don't care if she's female. I don't care the colour of her skin. She does not know how to run a business. She does not know how to set up a business. Quite clearly, when you see the amount of idiotic mistakes that were made in the trademark applications alone, right? But either way, the source is then saying it's incredibly hurtful and frustrating that people keep trying to tear her down. She makes it so easy because she's an idiot. And she doesn't know what she's doing, it seems. It's insane. It's so obvious to her that they get a kick out of attacking her, regardless of what the facts are, and have simply seized on this narrative about her business failing. Now, let me be real here. Personally, for me, I don't get a kick out of attacking her. I don't attack her. I criticize her. And I look at what's in mainstream media, and I provide my commentary based on criticism. Now, let's, again, be honest here. Do I like Meghan Markle? No. I really, really don't. Do I like Prince Harry? No. I really, really don't. They've attacked the royal family. They've attacked the British identity, our culture. Of course, in that regard, no, I don't like either of them at all. But is it to the point where I get a kick out of attacking them? No. As far as I'm concerned, one of the reasons why I do this is to ensure that, in my opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, the reality of the situation is being reported instead of the spin that Team Sussex would want you to believe. Let's be real on that, right, guys? And let's be real on another thing as well. There have been countless times on this channel that I've actually defended Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. So, no, I'm not one of those people that gets a kick out of attacking her. But again, that's another little tactic from Team Sussex to try and demonise us even more. To that, I say, don't think so, try again. Anywho, the source then says, she's having to hold her head high and block out all the noise. It's got to be pretty draining and demoralising because here she is aiming to deliver an incredible product, but she feels like anything she does will be used against her. It's a huge channel because the detractors are so loud, but if she gives up, she lets them win. Now, I do get that mentality. Fair enough. But I've said this in the past, and I'm going to say it again. The problem with Megsy's brand overall is this. If the majority of the people do not like Megsy, right, then they're not going to like what she's trying to sell. And if they're not going to like what she's trying to sell, then they're not going to buy what she's trying to sell. See where I'm coming from? The brand ain't the problem. It's the likability factor. And when the recent YouGov poll showed that she was the second disliked member of the royal family, the most disliked is Prince Andrew. See, there you go. It proves my point. Because she's disliked, no one's going to buy into her. And if no one's going to buy into her, no one's going to buy what she's trying to sell. I think that's logic. What do you think, right? But, you know, there's a lot riding on this for Megsy. There's a lot where she really needs to make this a success. In 2023, she and Hazza made big promises but didn't always deliver. Her highly publicised mentorship program disappeared. Her Archetypes podcast was slammed for not delivering as much content as promised. Hazza and Megsy were dropped, fired, whatever you want to call it, from Spotify. An executive calling them effing grifters. And yeah, apart from their mockumentary, Harry and Meghan, the rest of their series have completely flopped. And so this is the thing, right? There is a lot riding on American Riviera Orchard, or whatever she's going to call it, for it to be a success. If not, then this really could be the final nail in the coffin for her. So when we go full circle and we see that Hazza is now in receipt of the £8 million inheritance, well, yeah, I can imagine, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, that Megsy is desperate for the cash, desperate for the full $8 million to invest in her failing brand because she's got too much riding on it at this point. And if this brand does not succeed, this will destroy her. This will end her. That will be it. With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, believe me, of course there's going to be more, you do not want to miss my next video, then make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe, because I'll be honest with you, help us now get to 1 million so we can also get that go play button right there and hopefully cause a Meghan Markle meltdown on Instagram. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatever's. Also, as well, if you've got some very strong opinions on whether you think Megs is desperate to get Hazard's inheritance to save her failing brand, and I bet you do, then make sure you send me a super thanks. It's just below this video right here. We can have a conversation about this because it does guarantee a response from me. And until the next time, you guys, laters.